Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is June 11th, 2025, and the top crypto news is as follows. Today we'll start with South Korea, which, as we've mentioned in previous episodes, has a new party that is crypto-friendly. That party already has a stablecoin bill in the works. The bill, if passed, would allow companies to issue their own stablecoins with a minimum capital of $368,000. That capital would have to be held by each company if they wanted to do so. They'd also have to guarantee refunds through reserves and get regulatory approval from the Financial Services Commission, the country's financial regulator. So these are the latest updates from South Korea, which is taking stablecoins very seriously, as we can see. Moving back to stablecoins, we turn to a survey by Coinbase, which reports that 60% of Fortune 500 companies are working on blockchain initiatives. The text states that institutional adoption is growing, especially among small and medium-sized businesses, which are increasingly testing crypto tools and stablecoins. So once again, we see stablecoins in the spotlight. And finally, on stablecoins again, it is the French company Société Générale, which is launching its own stablecoin pegged to the dollar on the Solana and Ethereum networks. Specifically, the French giant announced plans to launch this particular stablecoin, which will track the price of the dollar on the Ethereum and Solana networks. If successful, it will become the first major European bank to achieve this. Moving on to the cryptocurrency trend coming to Europe, we now turn to Blockchain Group, where we learn that the Paris-based company is planning to raise more than $340 million for its Bitcoin treasury. Beyond that, we know that it has already purchased $154 million worth of Bitcoin for its own treasury. As the company itself says, it is the first company to manage BTC in Europe. Moving on to our companies, we now turn to investment giant Guggenheim, which is partnering with Ripple. Specifically, as part of the partnership, Guggenheim Treasury Service will place its fixed income asset backed by the US Treasury on the XRP ledger. According to Bloomberg, Ripple will invest $10 million in the asset as part of the partnership. The securities trading product is fully backed by US Treasury bonds with customized maturity options of up to 397 days. That's exactly what BlackRock and Franklin Templeton have done, essentially offering US Treasury bond products on certain blockchains. Continuing with our investments, we now move on to Cardano, which is launching Cardinal on its network. Let's say what happened is that Cardano founder Charles basically told us that he announced a post from the Chief Technology Officer of Input Output Global. This Chief Technology Officer is the head of technology at the company, and Input Output Global is the main company that builds Cardano. This is basically his announcement, the CTO of Input Output Global sharing a few things about this protocol and how it will benefit Cardano. But the important point I found is this. He tells us that the protocol basically works as described in the paper. However, he doesn't consider it ready for production. That is, to go to market and start operating. There are some additional improvements needed, and we should stay tuned for version 1, which we currently have no idea when it will be released. However, it seems that we are still in the testing phase. The technology exists. It is inside Cardano, as we understand, but they are testing it until it is ready to go live as a product, so maybe we are closer than we thought. Moving on, let me also tell you that 8 to 9 days ago, I explained what this technology is and how it will connect Cardano with Bitcoin. Moving on again, we will also go to Ripple, which is collaborating with the University of Asia Pacific on artificial intelligence, and Decentralized Systems essentially gave them $500 million to do research on AI products. As far as I understand, we don't have any more details. Moving on, we'll also go to World Liberty Financial, which used Aave to get a 7.5 million USDT loan. To do this, it put up over $52 million in Ethereum and BTC collateral, which are collateral as you can see, to get that loan. Let's also say that Aave, Uniswap, and Sky tokens are up over 20%. Ethereum hit $2,800 because it has all these DeFi projects on it, and the reason is, in the Crypto News episode 23 hours ago, it even closed a day ago, in which we said that the chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission said that there should be some rules and exceptions for DeFi in America so that they can develop better. For this reason, all DeFi, the big ones, exploded, and this reason also exploded Ethereum. Continuing, we will also go to the cryptocurrency market, with Bitcoin just at $109,000. That wraps up the top news for crypto. Today is June 11th, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care everyone and have a good day.